Hi. So today I wanted to teach you about a new website that we're going to be using called ClassKick. And ClassKick is a way for us to online fill in a worksheet, and answer questions, type in responses, that kind of thing, without having to have a piece of paper. And it saves everything automatically. I can assign different things to you. So I wanted you to just explore it today and understand how it works, and all the tools that you can use. And then so that later on in the week, there will be an assignment on there and you'll know how to do it. You'll already be familiar with it. So when you open your assignment, try out ClassKick under the Religion Specialist class today. You'll see this box down here where you click the link. I've already opened that link, so I'll show you, and this is what comes up. I am using Safari in order to use the internet, and that's the web browser that I use most often on my computer, but I do have Google Chrome, and it does work best on Google Chrome. If you don't have Google Chrome, don't worry about it. If you have Internet Explorer, one of these other Firefox or Safari or any other browser, don't worry about it. There's things that won't work, but I don't think that we really need those. But I wanted you to know that some of them might not work if you're not using Chrome, just so you're not worried that there's something wrong with your computer. So because I do have Chrome, but I'm not using Chrome right now, I clicked up here in the search bar, the menu bar. I'm not sure what exactly the correct term for that is. And it highlighted it, and I copied it, and then I opened up Chrome and I put it right here. When I did that, this page comes up, and it's already got a code right here. I don't have to worry about typing it in. It was already there for me. And that's this particular assignment. So then I just need to type in my name. So when I type in my name, then it says I can go in, and I get in, and here is the assignment. It's assignment number 1. Check out ClassKick is the total name of the assignment. And if we look up here, we can see that this particular assignment has 7 different pages, 7 different slides that we'll need to do something on, most of them. This one is just a title page, so we don't have to worry about it, and we can advance slides by clicking this arrow over here on the right, or we could go down and click to slide 2. Either way will get us to the next one. So this tells us to write our name in green by adding a new text box. The way you add a text box, these are all the tools up here at the top. And the one that I'm currently on is the arrow. That's like a mouse click. That's the cursor. That's the little arrow that you normally have when you're navigating around a web page or something on the computer. This next one is the pen mode, and if you see, if I kind of hover over it with the little finger here, it tells me what that tool does. It's pen. Then we have a highlighter. There it is. Here's an eraser. If I make a mistake, I can erase it with this eraser. And this letter T is my text box. That's how I would get a text box. So I click it and then I go down here and I make one. Okay? Once I do that, then these other tools over here come up. And these other tools give me a text color, which it asks for green, so I'm going to do light green this time. I could do a background color if I wanted to. I could add a border here and have a different border color. I could make my text smaller or make my text bigger, or I could get rid of that text box altogether, and that would be this red or also this red trash can. And then I would just need to type in my name, just like it asked me to do, in the color green. If I wanted to make it bigger once I was done with it, I could highlight it and then make my name bigger, or I could make my name smaller. If I didn't like that green, I could go over here. While it was highlighted, I could change the color. Okay? Next slide tells me to draw my favorite animal. So I took the pen tool, the pen mode, and once I was clicked on that, then I had some choices over here. And the first one was the color of my pen, and the second one was the width of my pen line. Okay, so I drew my cat here, and I changed the pen color a couple of times to green so that I could make the eyes. And then I also used this highlighter tool, and I made a medium-sized line with the highlighter, because the highlighter you can change the width as well. And I colored in some tan for her ears and her face, and I colored in her nose pink. Okay, so you can play around with those tools to draw something. If I made a mistake, I could have clicked over here on the eraser and just click the eraser which part I wanted to get rid of, and then it would get rid of it. Okay, let me go back to the pen mode so I can get a black line, and I can draw her whisker back in because she needs another whisker on that side. Okay, so there's my cat. The next thing, this is not a tool that you'd be able to use on a different browser. At least it did not work for me in Safari. But this microphone, that's a little microphone, is what will add audio. So you click that. This comes up, and then you want to start recording. And it sometimes will ask you that ClassKick wants to use your microphone. Do you want to allow it? And you do need to click allow before it will start recording you. And then you stop and save it, or you get rid of it. Okay. Recording, and it sometimes and it went over whatever I had there before. So when I answered this question previously, it erased it, I believe.
So my name is Mrs. Militello,
nope, there it is.
And I'm from.
Okay, I won't make you listen to that. So it had both of them on there. I didn't realize that. All right, that's not a tool you're going to be able to use if you're in a different browser. Then you were supposed to get the red pen just to help you learn how to change colors and circle a place you would like to travel. Then you can click on the hand raise button in the top right. That's over here, and I've already clicked on it. I'll show you what happens when you click on it to be checked. So if you have a question about something that's on this slide, I'm not going to see your hand raised immediately, but I will come back and check it. And one of the things that you can do is click this little hand raise button and then type in what your message was, what problem you were having here. Okay, I don't know where Spain was the problem I was having. Another way you can do once you've raised your hand is to go to this microphone again and ask your question, record your question. So say, Mrs. Militello, I don't know where Spain is. I'll be able to hear your question, and then I'll be able to answer it for you, whether it's here in a message or it's on Google Classroom messaging you on there about this assignment. Then the next slide says you should drag and sort the animals on a scale of least to most favorite. So you have to have the cursor again. So that's one issue you might come up with. If you have a pen or a highlighter, you have to go back over here to this arrow. And then once you do, then you can drag things around. This was not something I could do in Safari. I could not drag the animals where I wanted them to go. I couldn't select them. So if you had a question about this, you could ask me a question about that and record it. And then you're just going to type in, what do you think of ClassKick? So again, you need to get a text box. You need to click and highlight and make that box. And as you're typing, it automatically gets bigger depending on what you want to say. Okay? And then that's it. It saves it as you go along, so you don't have to worry about doing anything with it. Just exit out. And I just wanted to show you, this is what I see when I'm looking at what work you've done. And right here it has, this is my name. I can click it. Okay. When you looked at it last, it's got all your work here, so I can view your work. Okay, I can see all the things you need to be done. I can score you here. I can see where you raised your hand and what the question was that you had. So over here it turned yellow for me. So I know, and I'll put your hand down once I asked you. Okay? Once I've answered your question. Okay? So that's it. So as soon as you finish, you can just close that ClassKick website out, and then you can go back to your assignment here on Google Classroom. And the last thing that you'll need to do is just click that black Turn It In button without submitting any pictures or any other information. That's all you need to do. So hopefully you'll play around with it and try it out. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any trouble with it.